Hey everybody, welcome back to the Taz Talks podcast. I'm your host, Taz. And tonight's episode is a conversation we need to have. It's a tough one. It might get you in your feelings, might make you cry, might make you think. But hold out the 60 minutes, however long this podcast episode takes, and bear with me, and leave in the comments what you think at the end. If this resonates with you, share it with a friend who you think might need to see it. And have them share it with another friend. Normally, I don't ask you all to share my stuff, but this is one of those episodes. The conversation we need to have about suicide. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Before we begin, I want to acknowledge that today's episode discussed suicide, mental health struggles, depression, and emotional pain. If these topics are difficult for you, please listen with care and take breaks if needed. I ask that with every bit of my heart. Take breaks if you need it. Don't let this episode get you like that. This episode is not intended to provide medical advice. Its purpose is to engage understanding compassion, and conversation around a topic that affects millions of people around the world. Most importantly, if you are struggling right now, please reach out to someone you trust or a mental health professional. You don't have to carry that burden alone. You really don't, folks. I carried that burden alone for years. Then I started sharing with Mrs. Taz. Then I started sharing with my therapist. And they started helping me with that. Before Mrs. Taz, I didn't talk about it. Now I'm sitting here talking about it in a podcast. Today we're talking about suicide, why it happens, the warning signs, the myths, the impact on families and communities, and how we can support people who may be hurting. This is the difficult conversation, but it's one we need to have. Why this conversation matters. Suicide is often surrounded by silence. Many people feel uncomfortable talking about it. Some fear saying the wrong thing. Others worry that discussing it will somehow make things worse. The reality is that open, compassionate conversations can save lives. Think about that. Open, compassionate conversations can save lives. Behind every statistic is a human being. someone's child, someone's parent, someone's friend, someone's coworker. Someone who may have been carrying that pain that nobody else could see. One of the biggest misconceptions about suicide is that it only affects certain people. Mental health struggles can affect anyone regardless of age, income, education, gender, or background. Pain does not discriminate. And often, the people who appear the strongest on the outside may be fighting the hardest battles internally. Let's go through the understanding of emotional pain. When certain people think about suicide, they often ask one question: why? The truth is that there's rarely one simple answer. People may experience overwhelming feelings such as hopelessness, loneliness, depression, anxiety, trauma, grief, shame, substance abuse, major life changes, or all the above at one time. I know I was suffering with more than one. I'm glad those attempts didn't work. If they did, I wouldn't be married today. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you guys. Sometimes a person doesn't necessarily want to die. They just want the pain to stop. I know I just wanted my pain to stop. That distinction matters. When emotional suffering becomes intense enough, people can begin to believe that there is no way forward. Their thinking becomes narrowed. They may struggle to see alternatives. This is why support, intervention, and treatment is so important. Because the helplessness someone feels today may not reflect the reality of tomorrow. Think about that. Because the hopelessness someone feels today may not reflect the reality of tomorrow. I know mine changed like that. Warning signs we shouldn't ignore. Let's talk about warning signs. Not everyone displays the same signs, the same signals. But these are common indicators that someone may be struggling. These can include withdrawal from friends and family, sudden changes in mood, expression of hopelessness, increased substance use, giving away valued possessions, changes in sleep patterns, loss of interest in activities, talking about being a burden, saying goodbye in unusual ways. If you see somebody doing that, check on them. Even if it's a stranger, folks, check on them. One important thing to remember, you do not need certainty to check on someone. If your gut tells you something feels different, reach out. A simple conversation can make a meaningful difference. Sometimes people are waiting for someone to notice. Myths and misunderstandings. Let's address some common myths. Myth 1. Talking about suicide puts the idea in someone's head. That's not true. Research consistently shows that asking someone directly and compassionately about suicide thoughts does not cause suicide. See, simply asking them about their suicidal thoughts does not cause suicide. So start asking your friends, your neighbors, your parents, your coworkers, your siblings, your partners. Start asking them if they're okay. Because they may be fighting a battle day to day that you don't know about. It may not affect them today, but tomorrow they could be in the dumps and be trying to act the best they can. Myth number 2. People who talk about suicide are just seeking attention. That's not true. Any mention of suicide should be taken seriously. People commit pain in different ways. Communicate pain in different ways. Sorry, y'all. Dismissing someone's words can be dangerous. That is true. Myth number 3. Suicidal people truly want to die. No, we don't. Just like us BPD people don't want to commit suicide. But we feel like there's no other out for us. Because what? Everybody thinks we're a problem. We're not a problem. We're not going to be a statistic either. Many people experiencing suicidal thoughts are struggling with unbearable pain and cannot see another solution. Myth number 4. Things get better immediately after a crisis. No, they don't. You want to know the truth? They actually get worse right after a crisis. Recovery is often a process, not a single moment. Support may be needed long after the immediate crisis has passed. How can we help? Many people wonder, what can I actually do? First, listen. Not to fix, not to judge, just listen. Second, take concerns seriously. Avoid statements like, you'll get over it, others have it worse, just stay positive. While usually well intended, these comments can make someone feel misunderstood. Instead, try saying this: I'm here for you. Thank you for telling me. You matter to me. Let's find help together. If somebody would have said one of those 4 words to me, things would have went differently. Third, stay connected. A text message, a phone call, an invitation to lunch, small acts can remind somebody that they are not alone. Finally, encourage professional support. Mental health professionals are trained to help people navigate a crisis and develop healthier ways to cope with emotional pain. Think about that. Those are ways you can help, folks. As we wrap up today's episode, I want to leave you with this thought. You never truly know what someone else is carrying. The person who seems fine may be struggling. The person who smiles every day may be hurting. The person who says they're okay may desperately need someone to ask again. Compassionate matters, connection matters, conversation matters. If you're listening and you're struggling, please remember this: your life has value. Your story is not finished. The way you feel today does not have to define your future. Help exists. Hope exists. And there are people who want to support you. Thank you for joining me for this important conversation. Take care of yourself, take care of each other, and I'll see you next time. I'm Taz, and this is the Taz Talks podcast.